Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Zainab. Welcome back to my daily reading of the Holy Quran. So today is day number 28 of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. How quickly time passes. I can't believe how fast this month has gone. Mashallah, I'm in awe at how fast it's gone. Um and so tomorrow may be our last day of fasting, the 29th, most likely. Depends on, of course, whether the moon will be sighted tomorrow night or not. And we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I've learned so much just reading this Quran to you guys. I have learned so much, even though I have read the Quran before. This year has been the first year that I've been able to read it from cover to cover during Ramadan. Because in previous years, although I've tried to read one juz per day in previous, this will be my fourth Ramadan, I believe. Fourth? Yeah, I think so. Or fifth. Yeah, fourth, I guess. Yeah. So previous years I've tried to read a juz per day, but just never quite made it until the end, or made it like some days I just don't have time to read a whole juz. But part of the reason, I guess, why I started this YouTube channel and this TikTok as well, was so that I would have that self-discipline, because I've committed to something and I've really enjoyed reading to you guys, and I'm so happy that you've joined me in reading. And for those of you who are just joining me, welcome and thank you for joining me. Stay with me after Ramadan, because I will continue to read Quran to you. Inshallah, I will read to you in Arabic, but just a page a day, because I'm very slow. Don't expect much from me. I'm learning Arabic, and so I'm very slow. So stay tuned. After Ramadan, I'm going to try and read one page per day for you in Arabic, and then I'll read the English translation, inshallah. And I'll read some other things for you as well, inshallah. Okay, guys, my prayers go out to you, those of you who are listening to me, and all our other brothers and sisters in the Ummah who are throughout the world, who are suffering under bombardment or war, conflict, starvation, siege, famine, just everything that's going on. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you strength and patience to get through this until the end. May He hasten its end, so as to allow you, some relief and respite and mercy from your suffering, inshallah. I pray for you every day, you're in my thoughts all the time, like all the time, and my prayers all the time, every day. And I pray for victory for the oppressed, always, all over the world, not just we're very aware of what's going on in Gaza right now, but there's other parts of the world where our brothers and sisters in Islam are suffering so much as well. And I pray for you all. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. So today we are, so we're going to be starting Surah number 47, inshallah, Surah Muhammad, about our beautiful, blessed Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, most compassionate, most merciful. Those who disbelieve and hinder others from the way of God, He will render their deeds void. As for those who believe, do good, and have faith in what has been revealed to Muhammad, peace be upon him and his family, which is the truth from their Lord, He will absolve them of their sins and improve their condition. This is because the disbelievers follow falsehood, while the believers follow the truth from their Lord. This is how God shows people their true state of faith. So when you meet the disbelievers in battle, strike their necks until you have thoroughly subdued them, then bind them firmly. Later, free them either as an act of grace or by ransom until the war comes to an end. So it will be. Had God willed, he himself could have inflicted punishment on them. So just a side note here for those of you who are just tuning in and have not stayed with me the whole time while reading the Quran from the beginning. Whenever it talks about striking or killing others in the Quran, it's talking about, basically what it's talking about is self-defense. So the Quran and Islam only encourages fighting if we ourselves are being threatened, our lives are being threatened by an enemy, which an enemy in Islam is an enemy to Islam. So an enemy is not your neighbor who is Muslim, but you're having a fight over I don't know, whatever. Too much salt in the food. I don't know. Anyways, it's not, your enemy is not just someone you know who you're having a fight with who's also Muslim, maybe someone in the neighborhood or a family member. An enemy in Islam is someone who is an enemy to Islam and who is therefore trying to kill you or threaten you or steal your land or your home or kill your family for the cause of eliminating Islam from the land, for example, or trying to stop you from practicing Islam. And so if they are fighting you for these reasons, then throughout the Quran it tells you have to fight back and you have to defend yourself. You have to defend your lands, your home, your family, your religion. So if they are trying to kill you, you try and kill them too. You can kill them. This is, only if they're trying to kill you, though. For no other reason is it allowed that you can kill someone, even a non-Muslim, in Islam. I just want to make that very, very, very clear, because a lot of people, especially Islamophobes, try and use certain verses throughout the Quran out of context and say, oh, see, Islam is a violent religion. See, look at this ayah. Islam is a violent religion. It tells you to kill people. But the truth is that you're taking these ayahs out of context, which is, of course, people are going to be misunderstand these ayahs when you take them out of context. The context is that killing another human being is absolutely forbidden in Islam, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. The only exception is if they're trying to kill you too. So it's basically in self-defense. So around the time that Islam came down, there was a lot of battles in the land in Arabia, and after Islam came down, most of the battles were between Muslims, and then the non-Muslims would try and fight with them. So they were basically defending themselves and defending their religion and their land. So yeah, but aside from that, it does tell you that if you do take prisoners of war, that you have to treat them with respect as guests, as your own people, and then either let them go, or it says free them either as an act of grace or by ransom until the war comes to an end. So it will be. And aside from that, also, if there are non-Muslims living amongst you in your community, don't fight with them. Absolutely not. Treat them as equals. That's what Islam teaches. Okay, it's not like fight anyone who's not Muslim until they become Muslim. It's forbidden to force someone to convert to Islam, and you can't fight against someone just because they're not Muslim. The only fighting that is allowed is if, like I keep saying, is if they're trying to fight you. Okay. Okay. So, had God willed, he himself could have inflicted punishment on them, but he does this only to test some of you by means of others. And those who are martyred in the cause of God, he will never render their deeds void. He will cause them to their reward, improve their condition, and admit them into paradise, having made it known to them. Yeah, so those Islamic extremist terrorists, such as ISIS and, Al-Qaeda, whoever, who kill other people in the name of God because they're either non-Muslim or or because they don't follow the same sect as them, or they don't have the same beliefs as them, they are not following true Islam. They are committing absolute sin. And they think they're working for Allah. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. I heard that sometimes they put spoons in their pockets before, if they're gonna unalive themselves, as going to a group of people and then unalive themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they think that evening, after they've unalived themselves, they're going to be eating a meal with the Prophet ﷺ. So they put a spoon in their pocket as like a souvenir, so they can eat in paradise with the Prophet ﷺ. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Anyways, ayah number 7. O believers, if you stand up for God, he will help you and make your steps firm. As for the disbelievers, may they be doomed, and may he render their deeds void. That is because they detest what God has revealed. So he has rendered their deeds void. Have they not traveled throughout the land to see what was the end of those before them? Allah annihilated them, and a similar fate awaits the disbelievers. This is because Allah is the patron of the believers, while the disbelievers have no patron. I said Patreon. Ayah 12. Excuse me. Surely Allah will admit those who believe and do good into gardens under which rivers flow. As for the disbelievers, they enjoy themselves and feed like cattle, but the fire will be their home. Imagine, O Prophet, how many societies we destroyed that were far superior in might than your society, which drove you out, and there was none to help them. Can those believers who stand on clear proof from their Lord be like those whose evil deeds are made appealing to them and only follow their desires? The description of the paradise promised to the righteous is that in it are rivers of fresh water, rivers of milk that never changes in taste, rivers of wine, delicious to drink, and rivers of pure honey. There they will also have all kinds of fruit and forgiveness from their Lord. Can they be like those who will stay in the fire forever, left to drink boiling water that will tear apart their insides? Ayah 16. There are some of them who listen to you, O Prophet, but when they depart from you, they say mockingly to those believers gifted with knowledge, "What did he just say?" These are the ones whose hearts Allah has sealed, and who only follow their desires. As for those who are rightly guided, he increases them guidance and blesses them with righteousness. Are they only waiting for the hour to take them by surprise? Yet some of its signs have already come. Once it actually befalls them, will it not be too late to be mindful? Excuse me. So know well, O Prophet, that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and seek forgiveness for your shortcomings and for the sins of the believing men and women. For Allah fully knows your movements and places of rest, O people. And the believers say, if only a chapter was revealed, allowing self-defense. Yet, when a precise chapter is revealed, in which fighting is explicitly mentioned, you see those with sickness in their hearts staring at you like someone in the throes of death. It would have been better for them to obey and speak rightly. Then, when fighting was ordained, it surely would have been better for them if they were true to God. Now, if you hypocrites turn away, perhaps you would then spread corruption throughout the land and sever your ties of kinship. These are the ones who Allah has condemned, deafening them and blinding their eyes. Do they not then reflect on the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts? I'll just read a couple more ayah. Okay, ayah 25. Indeed, those who relapse into disbelief after true guidance has become clear to them. It is Satan that has tempted them, luring them with false hopes. That is because they said privately to those who also detest what God has revealed, "We will obey you in some matters." But God fully knows what they are hiding. Then how horrible it will be when the angels take their souls, beating their faces and backs. This is because they follow whatever displeases Allah and hate whatever pleases him, so he has rendered their deeds void. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for part 1 today, guys, and I'll see you back here